today we will take a look at a whole bunch of Halloween-based items. But first, before we get started, I have to go down a bit. As you saw, I played the broker a bit. We're gonna have to thank our friend Nix the Black Mask. This video wouldn't be possible without him.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, what's that? What the what?
Oh, hello, hero. How's it going?
Oh, look who's here.
It's me, Nix the Black Mask. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you, good sir?
Oh, not too bad. I guess we got lots of base items that we have to look at today. What do you
Yes,
think?
yes, we do. But before we do that, let's tell us a bit about yourself, so that the
Uh,
people watching can know who they're talking about, who they're watching.
okay, for sure. I guess that makes sense. I'm Nix the Black Mask. When it comes to what I do and what I specialize in DCUO, a lot of people say it's probably my feats and skill points. I know how to do pretty much every solitary feat in the game. I have lots of people who ask me questions as to how to do feats, etc. If some people you might even recognize me, there's a few different possibilities. One could be that you have looked up skill points in some of the highest individuals. You might see me. I'm probably one of the top individuals within the first or the second page. Or lastly, you're in the next school, learning about how to do certain feats in the game because I've taken interest into you. But enough of that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the day here, sir.
Sure. So here, what you guys don't know is that Nick sent us all the base items you see, except maybe a couple that I'll have in double, are have been sent to us by Nix. So I don't know if you want to talk a bit about. Here we have the 2013 base items that you can get. All those base items, also you can get them from the Halloween vendor. So if you're wondering where you can get those items, quite simple, you can get them from the Halloween vendor. Do you
Yes,
want to
these
say
base
something
items
about the
are
2013 base items?
just that they were relatively easy to acquire. There are only about 5 spooky bits each, so they're really easy to get. When you get 10 every day, that means you can get 2 base items every day, and you'll get these base items in no time.
Am I misremembering? They seem to drop the prices of items from year to year. Like this year, the swarming bat aura was really cheap. I was really surprised. It used to be 100 spooky bits, and now it's 10 spooky bits.
I also think it had a feat to it back in the day, too. I'm not 100% sure of that, but yes, from 100 spooky bits down to 10. Crazy.
I guess they're trying to give a chance for people who just started to catch up.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's a nice looking aura, too. I mean, especially if you're going to go for a Batman or a evil character of some kind.
Well, a bat aura is something people had been asking for a long time, so it was nice when they finally added that to the game.
Oh
And,
yeah.
there's a few here, and also sadly, there's a few that I had to put on the ceiling way up here, like some of the webs, some of the cocoons.
Oh yeah, you can make some really spooky bases with these items. With
Those I really
goblins.
like are the vampire heads. I love those. The tombstones and the scarecrows are really fun to watch as well.
With as big as our base item is, though, as our base, I should say, I wish the vampire heads and mummy heads were a little bit bigger,
Yeah, I
but I like it
suppose.
nonetheless.
Well, if you stack a handful of them, it kind of makes up for that. So, and this here is the 2014 base items. We're going to take a look at the 2015 a bit later, but the 2014, there wasn't that many. They didn't add that many for the 2014. Here, there's also a nice werewolf head that I kind of like. The
Oh yeah,
coffin is pretty nice too.
yeah, it's pretty big size.
There's a couple of other coffins we'll take a look in just a minute. And there's also a nice chandelier on the ceiling.
Hmm.
So I guess you had to do a lot of farming for the Halloween seasonal to be able to purchase all those items, or did you have some in store ahead of time?
I always store some in advance, just take care of my styles instantly. But then when it comes to working on base items for not just yourself, or I have like 6 or 7 people that I get all the base items for throughout the seasonals. I have lots of vaults, so I got lots of work to do throughout the seasonal.
Oh, I understand. I have too many halts myself.
I know.
So we'll move on to the 2015. In 2015, there's no contest. The Arkham Asylum portrait is my favorite. The way the lightning effect and all of that, I love that one. And I was a bit surprised by the huge piles of dirt or piles of bones that we could get from those base items.
Oh yeah, you can make some nice layouts with some of these.
Could have sworn there was an effect on this cauldron, or I'm probably misremembering. There's another cauldron I think that has a like a steam effect.
Yes, I think there is. Yes, it's. Is it not for the water puddle creature?
Well, it could
The
be. And there's the portrait here. I seem to recall the eyes were moving. They don't seem to shift as much. Oh yeah, okay, okay. It took him a while.
that one is kind of scary. I like it.
This one is what, a zombie with the bone in the mouth.
Yes. Yeah, actually, I like that guy. Looks pretty spooky.
So we got some nice coffins. We got a whole bunch of dirts. Nice cauldron. So overall, these were pretty nice base items. So we'll move around a bit. For 2016, they didn't seem to make that many. A few stones, a few lights.
Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity here, but it adds to some creativity on anybody else's part if you're making a base and you want to focus in on some of these pedestals or these lampshades. They're actually kind of nice,
Well,
but by
I'm trying to
themselves,
remember if at the time if there was something that required them to required a lot of work from the devs, and maybe they didn't have as much time to work on the Halloween base items.
absolutely, they could have maybe have had the anniversary event or the Starro event that they had more of the focus on, and maybe when it came to this, they just grabbed a couple things and they tried to make it work.
So pretty much here was for 2016. Nothing really worth talking about. I think I kind of like the gate here, and that's pretty much it. Well, the lights are nice, but not much to say about those.
There's better options.
And then we have the Arkham Asylum base items from 2017, if I recall correctly. I
Yep.
love the gate. The gate is really nice. There's a whole bunch of walls. People, I often see people who try to create. In the olden days, we didn't have many walls to be able to decorate our bases, so we had sometimes to improvise walls with some cabinets or some stuff like that. But as time went by, we now have a whole bunch of walls to be able to create divisions within our layer.
I've had people make Arkham bases based upon these various base items. There's so much to work with on these.
And we have the gates, we have the walls. There's quite a lot we can do with those.
I wish the spotlights were a bit brighter. They could shine out a little bit more, like when they would hit the ground or something.
Yeah,
Oh well.
that's all right. So let's go downstairs for 2018. For 2018, we have a few nice pumpkins with some emblems on them, some nice windows. Although I kind of prefer windows that give the illusion that we're looking outside. It kind of makes the base seem bigger when they do that.
Yeah, actually, there are some very nice base items. I forgot actually how nice the 2018s were. Wow.
Lots of trees. I didn't remember
Oh
there was that
yes.
many trees. So,
Well, that's the other thing too. That spooky decorations box that was in the 2018. There was a lot of tree-related items on that.
oh yeah, can almost recreate the forest from Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, easily enough if you just bought enough. Surely, yeah, you could. If you don't mind reusing base items over and over.
For 2019, they had a lot of them, but a lot of them were like cobwebs. Although I kind of like the jack-o'-lantern here in the corner, the scarecrow.
Oh yeah, he looks menacing. Reminds me of Bane with that venom dripping down.
I guess this is the cauldron I was thinking of with the steam effect, I suppose. And the blood moon window, I love those. I actually had purchased a few last year, I think. So I was very happy when I got one more this year. I'll probably purchase a couple
Oh,
more.
nice. Yeah, of course. They're very nice. They're quite large, actually.
Oh yeah, and I love the light effect that comes through the windows. It's a nice touch, I thought. And the skeletons are
Well,
pretty cool looking.
oh yeah. I think that's just the occult base items, but they were just adding skeletons to them, and it really works.
Oh yeah. Well,
And these
sometimes they have a
cocoons,
good. Sometimes they manage to take old stuff and make it look new again. So I guess that
they're
was one
more
of their like.
revitalized.
Yeah.
And like that jack o' lantern here in the corner. If you guys remember the 2013 version, well, it didn't have that green effect to it, and now it does, and it looks really nice. And it's like these cocoons over here. They have the bats, like from the bat aura. Looks
Oh yeah.
really nice.
There's a bad effect in the vault when you play the vault and you break the gifts. There's like some sort of a bad effect that people were asking about. I wonder if they'll make something with that at some point.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Give it time.
And here we have the 2020 base items. I love the cheese with all the, let's say, the mouses. Not quite mouses, but
So random.
it was a neat idea. I thought the
Oh yeah.
pendulum might hurt us, but I guess not. And
Oh,
we
that
have a
would be
nice
interesting.
skeleton in the wall. I forget what these two are called. Isn't it
Oh, the
supposed to?
telltale heart items,
Okay.
and they look around too. Their eyes move.
And we got again another wall, a nice wall with a whole bunch of skulls in it.
I think that's the cobweb wall.
Yeah, the skull wells, but you also see a whole bunch of skeletons in it.
Yep. A lot of detail.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
And a nice window here.
The Limbo Town.
I didn't play the Justice League Dark episode enough. I should probably play it a bit more.
So that's one of those concepts that Multiverse and I was talking about earlier. We want to ask you guys if there's any particular episode that you want us to do a revisit on. So Multiverse was saying that he hasn't visited Justice League Dark enough. But maybe there's a DLC that you guys are thinking of. That there's a DLC you want more information on. A little more detail as to what the layout is of the DLC, what kind of difficult feats, or just any feats in general. Maybe certain styles that you'd like to see made out of it. Let us know in the comments. But I think that's about it for these 2020
Yeah,
base
that pretty
items.
much covers all the base items for the Halloween seasonal. Again, all those base items are available in the vendor. So even though we did not name them all, it gives you a good idea of what they look like within the in the base. You do have a preview in the vendor, but with the preview in the vendor, you never know is it going to be a big base item, a small base item, and often like you can't really have a good preview of items, flat items. Like sometimes you can't really rotate them properly. So now you should have a good idea of what all those items look like, and decide if you want to purchase them or not.
I remember some of these base items, like these flat ones here, the stone and rock and moss. You can't preview them when it comes to looking on the vendor. So seeing them like this really helps you to figure out, is this the kind of base item that you want as your layout? Looks actually quite nice, but again, you can't see it in the preview, so you almost have to buy it yourself just to see what it's like.
Absolutely. So I don't know if there's something else you'd like to add before we call this off, Mr. Nix.
Oh, well, that's another concept we could talk about. When you guys see these various videos of myself or of Multiverse, I want you guys to think what particular episodes have the most interest with you. We're going to be trying to talk more often than not about certain DLCs or particular seasonals if you guys would like some information about them. We'd be more than happy to see if teaming up together, like what we're doing here today, intrigues you guys at all. Just let us know. I like working with Multiverse. The reason why I like working with Multiverse is because I like his content that he throws up. I like seeing the videos that he creates on a day-by-day basis. I'm always intrigued and I always like watching them. I know you guys do too. He's the YouTuber that I like on DCUO. That's why I want to support him.
So let us know in the comment section if there's some content you would like us to cover, and we'll see what we can do about covering that. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask so again in the comment section. I try to answer as many comments as I can. And if somehow I
I'll
don't
help too.
answer, there's a lot of comments right now because there's starting to be a lot of you guys. But if somehow I don't manage to answer your comment quickly enough, search in my videos. I made roughly 2,000 videos about this Universe Online at this point. So odds are I already made a video about the question that you're asking about. I don't know if Nick has a final word you'd like to say.
I feel like you're up to about 3,000 videos by
I could be. And the thing is with YouTube, they've made a lot of changes to the YouTube analytics and the YouTube layout. And I can't see anymore how many videos I have. So I'm guessing I know I crossed the 2,000 mark some time ago, but I don't even know how many I have right now.
now. Very good.
So that's going to be pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye
Take
bye.
care, guys.